Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a bit different and it's definitely unexpected for sure. So I'm here with...
Hi, my name is Lucienne. I'm from Vienna, Austria, and I'm visiting LA.
So we met at the Abbey here in LA a few nights ago, which is a very famous bar here. And it was interesting because you came up to me and immediately, I don't know, I figured you were a fan right at first. I was like, oh, hi. And you were like, it was a very real moment. You were like, I don't like some of the videos that you do. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay.
Like I disagree on some topics.
I felt like I appreciated the honesty a lot. And so I said, you know, in my mind, being a YouTuber, I was like, this would be a really good video.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of course, of course. So what are the videos that you have an issue with?
Like mostly because it's a topic that's directly affecting me. Kids being not able to make the decision at an early age to transition.
Children transitioning,
yeah.
Okay.
Also, you call it sometimes sterilizing. If it's done officially, I don't think it's sterilizing. But
and hormones do, if you're male to female, like they do make it so you can't have kids. Like
I know, like they're sterilizing you.
Yeah,
yeah.
So children transitioning is one of those topics that I think I made like maybe 2 or 3 videos on, and it's one that I always find interesting because I think that it's not like so black and white as people think. And it's one where like I've met a lot of people who have transitioned really young. What age did you transition?
I started self-medicating when I was 12.
When you were 12, okay.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that because she told me a little bit about that story and it's crazy. But before that, this video is sponsored. Yes, I got a sponsor. This video is sponsored by an app called Calm. It's the #1 app for meditation and sleep. It's a super great app. The link is down in the description. You can start a free trial. It's honestly exactly what it sounds like. The title is Calm for a reason. It's incredibly calming. There's a huge library of songs that'll help you sleep. It has walkthroughs and teaches you how to do meditation. It has videos on mindful movement, like stretching and kind of just like centering yourself, which I feel like is very needed right now. And I feel like it's setting the mood for this video. You know, we're calm.
Yeah, I try to be, at least.
Yeah, we're very calm. I've personally been using the app to help me sleep as it has a library for sleep, like I said. And honestly, it really, really works. Calm is amazing. And I feel like it's much needed in these times where everything is so heated.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's good to just be calm.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys click the link in the description to download Calm. There is a free version and also obviously a premium version. Obviously with the premium version you get more, but it's amazing either way.
I think some people just are aware earlier of what they are and who they are, and some don't. Some need puberty to go through.
Right.
And some need that to actually be aware afterwards. Right?
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
I think you were kind of projecting because it kind of came to you what and who you are at a later time in life than it did for me, for example.
I think 2 things can be true at once. And tell me how you feel about this. I feel like there are absolutely people like yourself who are very self-aware at the age of 12, which that's what you said, age of 12.
Even earlier, I think.
Yeah, and they just know. Now, even though I didn't transition at 12, obviously I did it at 20. If I had transitioned at 12, I would still be happy with it because I'm trans and I ended up being trans. My earliest memories in life were that of feeling gender dysphoria. I'm sure you can relate.
Yeah.
So I think that there is that part of it. But then I think there also are people who don't know. Like I've read stories about people who don't know and end up like by the time they're 16 or 17, they're like, oh my God, what did I do at 13? And I feel like that's probably like the most horrible like existential crisis.
I know where you come from. Also, you made those videos about parents who were kind of forcing their child into another gender or in a binary.
There was a story just a few days ago about the first genderless baby born in Canada. The baby was born to a non-binary mother, pictured here, beard and women's clothing and all. And this mother is currently fighting the Canadian government to recognize the baby as genderless and to not have any gender marker on the baby's birth certificate.
And I think that's also really not something good. Like this is something I just like really agree with you on.
Because it hurts your cause.
Yes.
I think that there are parents who are very caught up in like the ideological aspect of it and like they don't maybe
they're
force
trying to be
their
really
kid.
zeitgeisty, right?
Yes. They don't like maybe force their kids into it, but they definitely are pushing them in a certain direction. And that just bothers me. Tell me the story of how you began transitioning.
Yeah, so I was always on the internet, on trans boards, trans online boards.
Same.
And there were people writing about it and writing about hormones and things. So some of the older women on there, trans women on there, didn't want me to go through what they had to go through and end up
like
with,
as far as aging and
yes, aging and
as a man.
Aging as a man, I was so upset that I would be like hitting puberty soon, or I wanted to prevent it. And then there were trans women who wanted to help me online, so they would hide like a year's supply of hormones for me in some abandoned house that's soon gonna be.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So these trans women that you met online would supply you.
Yeah, like I've never met them in person.
With hormones.
I've never met them in person ever.
Wow.
They hid it at some space, and after school, because I didn't want to go alone, I went with some friends to pick those things up. Like they gave me the address, and it was hidden under some trash and wood, and I got
Joey's like, oh my god. So your parents' reaction to finding out that you were self-medicating on the internet was what?
They told me, we don't want you to self-medicate. If that's what you want, we're gonna help you to do it officially. Also, like what I had to go through was I had to do 50 hours of psychotherapy.
50 hours of psychotherapy, okay.
A lot of consent from a psychotherapist, a lot of consent from your psychiatrist, a lot of consent from a psychologist, a urologic letter of consent.
Oh wow.
Like, yeah.
So there's a lot of
things.
steps.
And this took me a year to get it legal.
Okay. So I think that is honestly maybe a reason why our perspective is a little bit different from each other, because we don't have all that here.
Yeah.
Like, sounds like in Austria, there's a ton of steps to verify if someone is making the right decision to transition, as far as, being evaluated psychologically, mentally, all of that.
And that's why I got you.
Yeah. Here it's like a free-for-all. Here, I mean, not like completely a free-for-all. You still have to go to a doctor, but definitely not as many steps as you have said. And there are definitely people here who like slip through the cracks and end up being like, oh my God, what did I do? I guess I just wish it was a little more difficult. It is just so easy here. And there are cases of people's, like you said, the parents who are sometimes very like ideologically pushy, and like they almost think it's like cooler to have a trans kid.
Yeah, see, people here are really progressive, and that's why a lot of bad things. I think with progress, also a lot of bad things happen.
Because you can be too progressive. I feel like a lot of people maybe think that the videos that I made on kids transitioning were like
a bit harsh,
and I think that they perceived it as like me attacking trans kids.
Yeah.
In my mind, the videos where I'm making were always actually to defend
a point
kids.
Of care,
a point of caring, and like it was coming from a perspective that maybe people aren't used to hearing.
I see where you're coming from.
Yeah,
I totally get it, but it was a bit too harshly and generalized.
Honestly, I feel like both of our perspectives are shaped in part by where we live. That's like what I'm kind of getting out of it, because the politics of it and the regulations are so different here than they are there.
Yeah.
So you're coming from a place of, even though you started young, it was so difficult to actually get to it the right way that like you're like, no, the kids have to start young. And for me, my perspective is because in America, it's so ridiculously easy that I'm like, no, we need to, pump the brakes, think about it a little more. So I feel like that is very telling. And I feel like for those of you out there that ever are debating this issue online, like maybe ask the person you're debating where they're from. But honestly, I really commend you for even just coming and doing this, and for just being so real when you came up to me and were like, I don't like this that you did. And I think it also shows that like having a different perspective or having a different opinion doesn't mean you can't be friends.
Exactly.
Because we've actually became friends throughout this like entire process of like disagreeing. Yeah. Like we're gonna be going to the movies later. Like you can be friends with people who feel differently about different things, and someone who disagrees with you is not necessarily evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Make sure you guys comment your thoughts down below, your opinion on the entire issue. If you disagree with either one of us or agree, just let us know in the comments. We'll both be reading all the comments and replying. Also, make sure you guys follow us both on Instagram. Lucianne especially, because
so nice.
Yeah, because she, you know, it's the least we could do. Follow her for being a part of the video and being on the channel. But I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.
See ya.